My name is Dean Bogg, and this is episode 17 of Neighborhoods. February sucks. This week I'm covering one of my favorite neighborhoods, the Mexican War Streets.
Well, I'm biased because I live down here, but I do think it's a lovely place to make a life. And I spend my time at Commonplace, and I spend my time at the Monterey Pub, and the park, and I love the War Streets, and I love the North Side, and I don't think there's much more that I can say. Who is honking? What?
Well, if I'm being honest, the pigeons and the geese have been hard to compete with as of late. I'm getting older, and Mrs. Johansson has been skimping on the seeds this winter. I've got a wife, I've got mouths to feed, and I'm a little concerned for the next few months, but that's the War Streets.
The crowd down here seems to be comprised of business folk, artists, and intellectuals, which makes a lot of sense because the neighborhood is oozing with style. On bitter cold days like today, it's easy to fantasize about living in one of these homes and sipping a cup of tea or writing a book.
I mean, honestly, me coming out of the coffee shop's probably best. You know?
Yeah, that works.
I mean, it's simple. It's like...
It'd also be funny if we did cut to that after I just got you saying, I think me coming out of the coffee shop would be best.
Hey. What's up, Dean?
Hello, Phil.
What's...
Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so...
Oh, this is how you do it.
Kinda.
Wow. Yeah.
I like the walk and talk feel, because you get a sense of what it's like just walking around the neighborhood.
Yeah, we can go down Samsonia Way, all that jazz. That's a popular spot with the kids.
With the
and
kids
by
these
kids,
days.
I mean, you know, basically anyone in fintech who can afford a house here now.
What is fintech?
Financial technologies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I've not seen anything below 200,000. 400 to 600,000 is pretty much normal now. And you have to remember, like, we had abandoned places like Randyland was purchased for $10,000 on a credit card. That's 2 houses and a huge lot. The Mattress Factory, Barbara got it after negotiating with the city. And, wow, you got to check this out. I think the Mexican War Streets, much like the South Side in the 90s, is this incubator for artists. If you look at where a lot of the journalists in town live and where they chose to kind of settle down and write, people from the Trib, people from the Post-Gazette, we have Damon Young, we have myself, and there's something about this that's just, I hate to say inspiring. It's the community around us. We can go almost anywhere, we know each other's houses, and there's a lot of new people in the community, but I think you can experiment here with the writers here, with the photographers here, with everything. They're able to interweave chapters seamlessly, and that's one of the reasons there's a lot of treasure trove here.
I know I say this about a lot of neighborhoods, but the Mexican War Streets truly feel different than any other neighborhood in Pittsburgh. And I think that's because when a lot of these places were built, it wasn't Pittsburgh. It was Allegheny City, and it didn't become part of the city of Pittsburgh until 1907. Most of the buildings down here are well over 100 years old, and they've been wonderfully restored, which is pretty rare in a culture that wants things that are new and clean and fancy. The restorations show no sign of stopping, and it feels like every other house has work being done on it. I like old homes because they've got soul. There's a certain handmade quality to them that you don't really find in newer places. Also, when you restore a home as opposed to build a new one, you're gonna save a bunch of material, which is good for the earth. Could I borrow a quarter cup of sugar? Do you have a quarter cup of sugar I could borrow by chance? Could I borrow a quarter cup of sugar by chance? Here you are. All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Cozy home, cozy porch. Hello. All right, I'll wait right here. This is fine. This works just fine. Thank you so much.
I just can't believe the loveliness of loving you. I just can't believe it's true. I just can't believe the wonder of this feeling too. I just can't believe it's true. Ah, sugar. Oh, honey, honey. You are my candy girl.
Within the Mexican War streets is a street called Sampsonia, and it may look like an ordinary street, but I think it's one of Pittsburgh's most culturally significant streets. It's where 2 of the 3 Mattress Factory buildings are located. The Mattress Factory is an installation-based museum, and it's easily my favorite art museum in all of Pittsburgh. It's also where you'll find the houses of City of Asylum. City of Asylum is an organization that provides homes to writers seeking asylum. So if a writer in an oppressive country has been imprisoned or received death threats because of their work and what they do, they can come here and have a support system that integrates them into a community and also helps get their work translated so that their voices can be heard.
Well, you know, at this point in my life, I'm 71 now, and I thought that as I got older, the focus of my life would get narrower and narrower, and then I'd die. And I think with City of Asylum, the focus of my life has gotten wider and wider, and then I'll die. But it's, why do it? Maybe it's curiosity, maybe it's meeting really interesting people, finding that, you know, when I am down, I'm in the giant eagle line and I'm getting crabby that it takes so long. And not always, just, I love giant eagle. but, you know, and then I think here people have relocated. I mean, it gives me a perspective on my life, that people who've people who come from different countries under after living in perilous situations for their art. And then I think, what have I got to be crabby about? It doesn't make me feel completely better, but it gives me a perspective on life and what I have.
This is Randyland. It's the home and backyard of Randy and his late partner, Mac. They built this place up over time by collecting junk and painting it and turning it into something worthwhile. It's open almost every day, all year round, and it's a space for anybody that wants to come and hang out. But it's also Randy's life work, and I think it's damn impressive. Randyland and Randy himself are beacons of love and positivity, and I admire his outlook on life.
All right, let me start with this. If you just follow me, I don't mind, I'm not busy,
Yeah.
and I like company. We are the oldest continuing beer distributor in the state of Pennsylvania. That license has been since Prohibition, 1933. My dad started it. 4 blocks down.
So hold on. Dad, aunt,
And grandmother.
grandmother in this building.
in that building on Monterey Street.
Okay.
1950, we moved up here. He got the beer license. He was selling more beer than groceries and didn't have enough room, so we moved down there. 1968, I quit teaching school. I was a high school band director.
Nice.
I went to Duquesne for music. I have a master's degree in music and piano, and I'm selling beer. How old do you think I am? Take a guess.
Let's see.
You can't hurt my feelings.
All right. 71.
I'm 79. I have to start with, why did I call it the Mexican War Streets? Do you know why?
No.
The streets were named after generals and battles of cities at the Mexican War. Monterey, Sherman Avenue was the name of a general. Palo Alto is a place in, I think, Mexico. Well, I just appreciate their business, and they patronize my time, my hours that I'm here. Two fellas come in from Canada just a little while ago to buy some beer, so I keep track of that.
Okay.
So we've just in February, Germany, Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Canada. Now look, if you go back, all these, New Mexico, Ottawa, Ireland. I've had South Sudan, Somalia, Cuba.
I'm not blind to the fact that the War Streets are one of Pittsburgh's more rich neighborhoods, but the folks here aren't pretentious whatsoever. They're modest and kind. The streets are kind of dead at the moment because everybody's hibernating, but this is a thriving community. The people that live here know how to live well, they know how to live deeply, and they know how to take care of one another.